What is the role of politics and political leadership to nation building? Seriously strong, fundamental question. And in fact, political leadership holds a lot when it comes to the subject of nation building. To some people, they even believe that it is political leadership which is the chief fulcrum around which everything holds. We have made a counter argument on that. However, for us at the New African Concept, this is the way we see leadership. Leadership, specifically political leadership in a democratic, ambience, is to grant more of a catalyst to drive the process of change. So what is it? One, the role of leadership, political leadership, is to give a sense of direction to the people. That is what leadership is about. To give a sense of direction to the people. One thing which is woefully missing is that we as a people, Ghana, where is our national agenda? Many people don't know. We have a 40-year plan that was drawn, is it somewhere 2016 or 2017? I stand to be corrected, but I think it's around 2016, 2017, which was an offshoot of the need for this national agenda based on the Constitution Review Committee, that they released almost 1,000-page document that was around in 2011. And out of it came the need to have a national agenda. Many people don't even know that we have a 40-year plan since 2016. Why would they know? When everything is centered around partisan manifesto. We as a people, 30.8 million people, we must all come together and then decide that this is what we all want to do and achieve as far as politics, as far as our infrastructure, our health, and our agriculture, economy, the various aspects of our society. This is what we seek to achieve. So during the time of campaigns, we are looking out for a political party or a presidential candidate who will be able to table in a practical and a strategic point that, well, based on what we want to do as a people, these are the things that I am going to do in order to bring it there. Is that what we have? Absolutely not. Why should we be driven helter-skelter based on the whims and caprices of a particular political party? So MPP comes today and then steers an entire nation in a direction that it chooses and wishes. And afterwards, NDC also takes the wheel and then drives us in a counter direction, in the direction and then in the focus that it wishes. And we are just there. No, this is sad. The essence of political leadership is to grant a sense of what? Direction. And that sense of direction must be based on the corporate will of the people. And that is why we need a very functional national agenda. Not the kind that they've drawn and then it is just gathering dust on the files. We need a kind that everyone is involved in the machinery of producing it, and we all commit to it that this thing must work. Be it MPP, NDC, a third force, whatsoever and whosoever it is that you commit to the corporate focus. What is the role of political leadership? The role of political leadership, a very important point. Listen very carefully. It is to build inclusive political and economic institutions for national development. There are two things. Either the institutions are extractive or the institutions are inclusive. According to the best-selling material, Why Nations Fail, the conclusion of that more than 600-page document, what they said was that nations fail because of extractive political and economic institutions. And when you come here in Ghana, all our institutions have been designed to be extractive. That is taken from the masses in order to to feed the leadership. What brings about the national progress is the fact that we need an inclusive political and economic institutions. It is not the role of government to provide jobs for every citizen. No. In fact, even America cannot and has not done that. Yes, it will provide jobs for certain number of people, but it is the role of the government to provide sound economic and socio-economic atmosphere through security and wise, and then also when it comes to loans and interest and then all, so that businesses can flourish. Through the flourishing of businesses and through capitalism, a lot of jobs will be created which will accommodate for the unemployment. So technically, it is not the government's duty to provide jobs for every citizenry or every citizen, but rather it is the government's duty to provide the best available economic ambience for the thriving of businesses, so that it can in turn or indirectly accommodate several unemployed people. The role of political leadership, apart from granting a sense of direction in the light or in tandem with the corporate will of the people, is also to provide the necessary political and socio-economic inclusive institutions, which will make the atmosphere very fertile for national development. And the last thing I'll add to it is that it is the duty of political leaders to serve. The role of political leadership is not, to be power drunk, but rather it is for service. We must begin to serve. That is why we must change the psyche that leadership is about being authoritarian, totalitarian, and then just, commanding people left. No. The good book, Jesus says that, he that wants to be the greatest must be the meanest of servants. And actually, that is the source of the word prime minister. So as always, we in Africa, we only go for names that we don't know the meaning. We just go for systems and institutions. We just dab them. And then we just go using it without even knowing where they came from and then its etymological purposes. Where did we get minister? The word minister is coming from the word servant. Minister means servant. So the British use minister because if you are a political person or a minister, you are a servant. And then the president is the prime minister, which means he is the chief of servants. When this thing came to Ghana and Africa, rather it is the one with the lion's share. No. If you are the president, it means you are the greatest servant of all of us. You must be a ladder. A leader is a ladder. You must be a ladder that we will step on you in order to what? To see the light of glory. And with this, as I end, I am speaking passionately to the citizenry. As Eleanor Roosevelt rightly said, that nobody can make you feel inferior without your permission. The leaders have done so because we have permitted them. In our ignorance, in our indifference, in our negligence, we have permitted them. But the story is about changing. It is time for all of us to be involved in the machinery of nation building. Many more will be shared later. But join in the conversation and know that Ghana and Africa is on its way to see a new day. Thank you.